education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. When a man is denied the right to live the life he believes in, he has no choice but to become an outlaw. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. A good head and good heart are always a formidable combination. But when you add to that a literate tongue or pen, then you have something very special. It always seems impossible until it's done. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. There is nothing like returning to a place that remains unchanged to find the ways in which you yourself have altered. Do not judge me by my successes, judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. Lead from the back and let others believe they are in front. As I walked out the door toward the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I'd still be in prison. I am not a saint, unless you think of a saint as a sinner who keeps on trying. There is no passion to be found playing small in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. It is not where you start, but how high you aim, that matters for success. We owe our children, the most vulnerable citizens in any society, a life free from violence and fear. Quitting is leading too. The brave man is not the one who has no fears, he is the one who triumphs over his fears. In my country we go to prison first and then become president. I dream of an Africa which is in peace with itself. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. It is music and dancing that make me at peace with the world. Where you stand depends on where you sit. You will achieve more in this world through acts of mercy than you will through acts of retribution. I never lose. I either win or learn. One cannot be prepared for something while secretly believing it will not happen. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. Courageous people do not fear forgiving for the sake of peace. Lead from the front, but don't leave your base behind. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. Your playing small does not serve the world. Who are you not to be great? Peace is the greatest weapon for development that any person can have. I could not imagine that the future I was walking toward could compare in any way to the past that I was leaving behind. No single person can liberate a country. You can only liberate a country if you act as a collective. I am the captain of my soul. Once a person is determined to help themselves, there is nothing that can stop them. I am not an optimist, but a great believer of hope. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. Freedom is indivisible. The chains on any one of my people were the chains on all of them. The chains on all of my people were the chains on me. Live life as though nobody is watching, and express yourself as though everyone is listening. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's inspiring others to move beyond it. A nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. We know too well, but our freedom is incomplete without the freedom of the Palestinians. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be that generation. One of the things I learned when I was negotiating was that until I changed myself, I could not change others. Nothing is black or white. We must use time creatively, and forever realize that the time is always right to do right. There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. Know your enemy and learn about his favorite sport. When the water starts boiling, it is foolish to turn off the heat. Appearances matter, and remember to smile. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear.